Good night, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you twice in the one day. That's been a while since that happened. Clock on the wall says 25 to 10. Back with 2 win bets and 1 each way bet for tomorrow, Sunday. Today, what was the first one? Any Herman asking? Well, you nearly want to be asking what happened you, because you never ran as bad. You folded up the tent and you stayed behind the rest of them. Why did you do that? Now, is there any harm in asking that to you, horse? I want an answer by email first thing in the morning. Easy as that. Same applies to you. You didn't do what I expected you to do. You didn't jump as well as you did the last day. The other half of the reverse forecast won. He was 7-2 last night as well. We got 2 great runs for our money with the other 2, particularly with Bryony Frost and Il Ridotto, beaten by a short head, I think, by Fugitive. I meant to do the reverse forecast to paid 57 something, and I didn't. And I was in a bookie shop, but I was talking to someone, and next thing the race was gone. Jump great, bare 3 out, I think, made a just got in too close to it. That could have been the difference. But if she didn't get hassled as much, just for 50 yards, she'd have held on. But good ride from Gavin Sheehan coming from the back. The rest of them were out for the wash, and including the fancied ones from a long way out. Brian was nearly like, I was saying, just like Froden all the way up, roundabout and up the stretch, but it was a hooer to lose a good race like that by a short head. And then Mr. Coffey, they decided that when he was in form today, that they took out the jumps, and that's what beat him. I say he'd have won the race if the jumps were in. He was jumping great today. I never backed him before. Somebody mentioned that in the evening. I never backed him before. I just thought everything was sort of right for the horse today. But then they decided to take out the jumps. If I'd known that, I wouldn't be backing him. But anyway, there's a few good performances today from horses. Shout out to Dwayne Budd in Florida in the United States of America. I would say that you are getting better weather than we are getting in the west of Ireland. There's a couple of favs tomorrow, but if they're sort of decent, I thought. There's a Pertim's qualifier, it seems, there, 3 miles 1 in Carlisle tomorrow. Joseph O'Brien is sending over Prairie Dancer. Never ran as far before, so they must be trying to qualify him. I know he's off a rating of 139, but off 137 there and 7 pounds being taken off, you have Howlingmadmurdock. This has been at the distance before and has ran pretty well. It was 5th of 15 in the Sefton novices hurl there to Apple Away at 40-1. It had won 2 hurl races prior to that. It won handicap hurl off 118. Ran that off 130 and put it up £10. But down £3 for having that run, and it was on that good handicap hurl behind Slate Lane. It was under the cosh about a half a mile out, but it stayed on. Stan Shepherd was riding it that day, and Cameron Isles is on it tomorrow. So it looks like to me that it's that they're going for it tomorrow. That they're trying to win the race off 130. You always have for these qualifiers, like who's trying to win and who's going for the race for the final in March. You have Ramo as well. That you'd imagine that needs to win to go up 7 or 8 pounds and maybe qualify and run again and get up to get into the race. But there's 16,000 for the winner. It seems like they're out to win tomorrow. It was a 5-2 shot earlier, wasn't it? There's money for 13-8 now, and 15-8, 7-4. It was 5-2 earlier. Similarly, a race in Navan tomorrow with a favourite that's down in class, Read to Return. He caught the attention of a lot of people, including the stewards, when he ran in Cheltenham. That was over fences. And that was when he was at 1:15 after winning a chase in Killarney. Both of them were over 3 miles. You could say, well, one over 3 and less than 3 by a furlong, and the other one over a furlong. And then brought back to a rating of 98, with all 5-2 favourite. But if you look at that race, it was 80 to 130. And this race tomorrow is 80 to 102. So 2 stone of a difference there. 28 in horses that could qualify to run in it. 2 to 1. You'd imagine to be trying to win that tomorrow, pick up a few pounds. Like, it's way down in class. Second run over hurdles. Handbrake is the problem with a lot of that yards. Up there for thinking. I was thinking that the other day, up there for thinking and down there for dancing. Down there for dancing ran the other day. But they're the 2 win bets. You'd imagine that they should be running very competitive tomorrow. A horse that I tipped up and it was called off the last day. You see 2 of them won today, Geronimo, and he fell at the 2nd or the 3rd the last day, and we had 2 winners that day. 2 out of 4, and that fell and the other one fell, and I'd imagine the 2 of them might have won if they'd stayed up. And one more for the road. Tipped him up the last day and he was 4th over hurdles, and he won very willingly and gallantly, ran to the line today over fences, 9 to 2 shot. And there was another one in England the other day, Carbon King, the one at 14 to 1. It had won twice for us in Ireland for the Queelies last year. But I tipped up Time Marches On. This is for apprentice jockeys tomorrow. We have Danny Gilligan in the plate, taking over from Keith Donoghue. But they ran him last year over 3 miles a couple of times, and it looked to be too far. And in Kilbeggan it was 2 miles 6. First run back in July, it was pulled up behind Lucky Zebo. In Wexford as well didn't run great, but brought back in trip again to 2 miles 2. He done it well the last day, I thought, and that's why I was picking him when they called off the meeting there a couple of weeks ago.
Come to the third
That's him and the Robson colours.
Time Marches On tries to take advantage now on the stand side. Between them is Dun Daniel, who's not done with, as they race down towards the second last. Time Marches On with Dun Daniel on the far side. Not a lot to choose between the 2 as they come to the second last, and it's Time Marches On lands in the lead. Dun Daniel, a mistaken second. Clever Currency back in third, but racing down towards the final fence. It's Time Marches On and Keith Donoghue, who now asserts and goes on by a couple of lengths. Clever Currency coming back for more on the stand side, but Time Marches On, an awkward jump, and also an awkward jump by Clever Currency, but racing inside the final 150 yards. Time Marches On has enough impetus to go on again in the closing stages, and racing up towards the line as Time Marches On going to win this for James Motherway and Keith Donoghue.
You've done that well enough. There is always a couple of dangers in every race. You have never a dull moment, but you don't know what's going to happen with them colours. He was awful unlucky when he was beaten by a nose for us last year at a big price. There was a gamble on him that day in where was it? In Naas. But he ran well enough first time behind Percival de Galwar, and then Imagine and the King of PRs the last day. He's a rating of 116 got. So this is his first time in a handicap chase. He'd have a, that's why I wouldn't be going massive on. I going each way on Time Marches On. It's a 5-1 shot. It's an open enough race, like. So there's a lot of four horse races, and there's a couple of odds on shot. Actually, the best race in it, there's an 8 horse race. But the likelihood is that one will be pulled out. I was going to put up an each way bet on that, but I left it because I didn't realise at the time there was only 8. So I'll leave it. Anyway, I might go for pints tomorrow. I'm not going out tonight. Someone was saying today, the problem with when they pain them, I think, is that I took a tablet yesterday evening at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and then that had wore off when I got the pain in my thing this morning. But when I took tablets, then wait an hour and a half, pain gone again. That's it. There's no problem. The pain will never go away. It's in there all the time. But it's painkillers. They're Tegretol tablets, like, you know. But I'll be fine. I have it in years. There's no hassle at all. But actually, I think I drank a cup of tea last night after taking it. Sure, I probably dissolved the wrong way or something. No bother. Bash the bookies over and out. Oh, fair play to, there was a couple of winners there. Was Paul Manton had a couple today, as usual. Good man, Paul. I forgot to check the other ones there. Bash the bookies over and out.